Alright guys, back at the shop today working on this F150. We finally got the head and the gasket, head bolts, everything in we need, thermostat, yada yada yada. And so we're going to open her up here. We got her from AutoZone, Surefire, Surefine, I don't know, something like that. But it comes with a 1-year warranty, so it's a reman head, and we'll have Wayne open her up here and see what we got. Well, it looks like a flat surface. I guess we'll find out once it's all tightened down and if it leaks or not. But everything looks pretty good in here. You know, it looks like everything got touched, so happy to see that. And also, if you guys remember, we had some spark plug thread issues in the other one on one of the holes. These all look great, so it looks like they took the extra time to go through everything. Everything looks clean / new, so very happy with this head so far. Everything looks great. Alright guys, so we're back at it again. We're getting ready to put this head on this F150, and we'll show you the journey. We're going to get everything cleaned up, make sure that everything, the gasket, mating surfaces, and everything are good to go, and we'll throw it together. Alright guys, so just wiping off the crud and stuff on the top of the deck for the block. And then we have a buffer wheel with a roll lock disc on it, and that'll get it cleaned up real nice. Alright, so it's all cleaned up with a whizzer wheel. Now it's just some brake clean and a Brillo pad to get some of the grime off. And then we'll do a last step of brake clean and wiping off with a clean rag, because you want to make sure it's pretty clean. So prep in this scenario is key. It's like painting a vehicle. The more prep you have, the better the outcome is going to be. So just get in there and get it as clean as you can, and then you know, do whatever you gotta do. If you guys don't have stuff like we have, whizzer wheels and stuff like that, just use a scraper, razor blade, some sandpaper. It's gonna take you a heck of a lot longer to do it that way. But if you do have air tools, just get some roll lock discs, and they work pretty good. They have some different colors. The
green is actually for steel. Yellow is actually for aluminum.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just basically the grit. It's like sandpaper. So the yellow one is just going to take a little longer on steel. I don't have any green. Also, you want to go over the head as well. It's a machined surface, so you won't have to use a whizzer wheel or anything. But you want to get all everything that they put on when they cut it and stuff. There might be cutting oil and stuff like that on it. So just go over it, wipe it clean, and the head surface will be good to go. So there you can see you want to do it to all the gasket surfaces. You want to do it to the exhaust manifold as well, and also the intake manifold, but we have a new intake manifold because the old one was broken. If you guys look back in my other videos, you'll see that. So another important step is to make sure you clean out your head bolt holes. So he's just spraying a little bit of brake clean in there to break some of the gum up. And then he's also going to take a chaser and send it down the hole. So what this is doing is making sure that the hole is clean, so you have an accurate torque spec. You definitely want to make sure that they're clean, and you also want to clean them out with compressed air. I've heard of instances where guys have went and torqued down their bolts, and there was some sort of liquid in there, being water, you know, whatever, and they torqued it down. They actually cracked their block because there's nowhere for that to go. The bolt holes are dead end, or some of them at least are a dead end bolt hole.
These all are.
Okay, so yeah, these are dead end bolt hole. So that means there is a bottom to it after the threads. So basically, if you don't clean them out and you make sure that they're 100% clean with compressed air, you'll actually torque that bolt down and hydro lock, and you'll continue to go because your torque wrench has, you know, what, 2 foot or 18 inches of leverage. You'll never know, and you'll end up just compressing that, and that can actually crack your block. And if that doesn't happen, you're definitely going to get an inconsistent torque, which is not good. So as you guys saw, all the stuff that came out of them bolt holes, you definitely want to make sure that that's out of there. You saw the mist of stuff come out. So do that a couple times. Make sure your bores are cleaned up, and knock the pistons loose or something with a little wire brush if there's any like hard carbon, or this one had some rust in it because of the issues that we were having. So basically just make sure it's cleaned up, guys. That's all. The best you can, and you'll be good to go. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but you want to try to get it as good as you can. We got all the surfaces cleaned up, and then put some oil in each cylinder, just coated the cylinder wall to help from dry starts. And then now it's just the final step of cleaning. We'll go through, wipe everything off with a rag and brake clean like you can see, and then we'll do it one more time with another clean rag just in case we miss anything the first time. Then the head should be ready to go on. Alright guys, time to put this mammoth head on. You can see the dowel pin right there in between cylinder 2 and cylinder 3, and then there's another one at the back. You want to make sure the dowel pins are in because it helps line everything up. And the head gasket's on, and we are about ready to do the head handoff. I got it. Just do whatever you gotta do.
Okay.
Alright, so you just want to thread all your bolts in, and then you want to use an impact gun. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't do that. So you want to get them all threaded in, and I mean, you can use an impact gun if you have one that you can adjust, like an electric one, and it'll just speed the process up. Alright, so you want to get them all kind of snug, and then you want to follow the torque specs, which you can find online or in a Haynes manual or whatever Chilton manual. So what you want to do is, normally this old stuff doesn't have their torque to yield bolts because they do stretch, but it's not like the newer stuff where you have to turn it a certain degree. So anyway, you want to get the torque specs, and you want to go in a crisscross pattern from the middle of the head out, and that's with any head. So you want to make sure you tighten it down in different stages. Like this one I think is 55, 65, and 85 as a final torque. So we're going to do that now, get them all torqued up, and we will be good to go. Alright guys, so this is the first step, which is 50 or 55. So we're going to start in the middle of the head, and then crisscross our ways back and forth to each end. So guys, this is why I said run it down with an impact, because you just save yourself a bunch of hassle right now. As long as the impact is set super low and you don't go above 50 foot-pounds, it's not going to make a bit of difference. Alright guys, so we have steps 1 and 2 done. Now we're going to crank up the torque wrench and do the final torquing. And then what we do is we take this, it's just a paint pen, you can get them at Walmart. And just so once it's torqued, you mark it. That way you know it's been done already. So we do that just so we know that it's been done. Then we'll go over it a 4th time with the same torque spec again, just to make sure everything is good to go. Alright guys, so the final torque's done. They're all marked so that we know that they've all been done. And now we're just going to hit them a 4th time, which I'm sure you guys don't want to watch. So we're just going to hit it a 4th time, make sure everything is good to go. We're happy with everything because they will stretch a little bit. They did get a little bit of heat in them when they were getting torqued those couple times. So just let it sit for a couple minutes, have a cigarette, come back, and torque them one more time at the last interval, which was 85 foot-pounds, and you'll be good to go, ready for the rocker arms.